Hi guys, episode 10. I've finished hollowing out the front here so we can get the battery, the receiver, and should have a UBEC in there, Universal Battery Eliminator Circuit, so we can convert from the 7.4 volts on the battery to the 3.5 volts or whatever that the receiver wants. And I was absolutely certain I'd got one somewhere, but I can't find one. So what I've had to do is slip in one of my ESCs, little brushless ESCs, because that does the battery elimination anyway. Converts the battery. It's 5 volts, isn't it? It puts into there, I think. I can't remember. Doesn't really matter, as long as it's the right thing. So that's a small ESC tucked in there. It's even got an on-off switch, which we don't really need because we'll be unplugging the battery when we're not using it. So that's in there, tucked in, out of the way. Hollowed that out a bit more. I'll probably tape the aerial on the top there, antenna, aerial, whatever. And I'll use some of my little magnets, I think, put a little ring of them all the way around there to hold it in place. Although, to be quite honest, a rubber band will do the job. So next thing we need to do in fact, this one's already bound to that receiver that's in there, because that's the receiver that came with this, and when I tested it I bound it as soon as I got it out of the box, so that's already bound. Rudder looks okay, but I need to reverse the elevator. So, you might be able to hear my grandsons have arrived to visit. Camera pick this up at all, or that being too much? Might not be able to see it. So, into setup. Okay. Reverse, first option. Can we see that? And which was it? Channel 2, I think. Not that one. That one. 2. Yeah, that's the one we want. Okay, that. Exit out of that. I won't worry about setting anything else up at the moment, but I will set up dual throws so we can have beginner's mode and sport mode, as they like to call it. I'll just wait for them to be quiet outside for a second. So, up, down. They're not going to be quiet, are they? Right, left. So that all looks okay, because the next important thing will be centre of gravity. Now, just by luck, it might be a little bit far back. We're nearer to halfway across the cord than a third of the way. That's what we usually like to start with, isn't it? About a third of the way. So I might need to add a little bit of nose weight. If I'm thinking of slope soaring this, which I'd like to do, I'll probably need to add extra weight anyway, just to give it some penetration. But that's okay at the moment, I think. So I'll put some of those little magnets I get out of those magnetic toys. These tiny magnets, neodymiums. So I'll put quite a few of them around there just to hold it in place. I'll just show you the magnets. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That one and that one are this sort, which are normal end-to-end poles. These two are salvaged out of old brushless, sorry not brushless, coreless motors, those little ones in the micro helicopters, that sort of thing. And they are magnetised side to side rather than end to end, which is why they're laying in there flat. I just thought I'd use them, see if they'll do the job. The other thing I was going to show you is I'm now using this ESC instead of the one that I put in there first of all for demonstration purposes. This is the first ESC I ever bought. It's a brushed ESC, but I managed to burn it out and it no longer works, but the battery eliminator circuit still works in it. So again, we're salvaging old junk. So it's a brushed ESC that doesn't work, but the battery eliminator circuit does work. So that'll plug into the battery, and the other end of it is plugged into the receiver that's underneath. So we'll leave that glue to dry, and then I'll put the magnets in there to hold it all together. I might still put a bit of tape over it or rubber band just to make sure it doesn't fly apart in the air.